I wanted to talk about what we call expressions of limitation in statutes in California. If a provision of law is limited in its application or it's subject to an exception or a condition, then that provision of law contains, again, what we call an expression of limitation. And in these cases, it's recommended that the sentence begin with that limitation or the exception or any condition that is being made. Any sort of expression that calls attention to any limitation that will follow. In addition, bill drafters are generally encouraged to use the word if to begin the sentence rather than using the words when or where. But that is not always the case, although the California codes and their statutes are being updated as bills amend those code sections to reflect this more modern drafting approach. So these expressions of limitation are similar to what we often call provisos. And bill drafters are recommended to use provisos only for taking special cases out of a general enactment and providing specifically for them. So let me give you an example or two of these expressions of limitation found in existing law, such as the penal code. So here are two examples. The first begins, if the defendant is found mentally incompetent, the criminal process shall, and then it sets forth. Another example out of the California Penal Code begins, when the evidence is concluded, unless the case is submitted without final argument, the defense shall make, and then the rest of it goes on. Now, not only can expressions of limitation appear in a statute, but also an expression of limitation can be found in an uncodified plus section at the end of a bill. So here's an example. If the Commission on State Mandates determines that this act contains costs mandated by the state, reimbursement to local agencies and school districts for those costs shall be, and then it's explained. So as you can probably hear, expressions of limitation and provisos often play an important part in California lawmaking generally, and specifically in statutes that you should be aware of.